butter my bread and call it toast. History has arrived in MIL football just in time for Halloween. I'm Rob Colias, he's Jordan Helly, and we have three, count them, 1, 2, 3 championship football games coming this weekend. The Warriors, the Lunas, the Bears, the Sabres, the Spartans, the Farmers don't need to dress up for Halloween. They can come dressed as football players. A state tournament berth would be their treat. The end of the season, a dubious trick. Jordan, let's start with the D1 matchup on Friday night. Maui High, Baldwin, what a game it's going to be. On September 11th, the Sabres defense prevailed in a 3-0 win. On October 17th, the Bears' vaunted offense responded in a 35-21 decision.
Yeah, I think it'll be much more like round two. I think both teams, particularly even Maui High, have a much better sense of what they're doing offensively. Baldwin, you can kind of sense that they had an identity from the beginning, but they've got it much more consistent. Chase Akaka has been terrific, their quarterback. Over 60% passing, taking care of the football, 19-3, the touchdown to interception ratio. You know that's a Coach Pohai coached quarterback. When he's taking care of the football, he's completing a high percentage of his passes. And Maui High, I think, has gone back to the ground game in a sense. It's looked much different in terms of formation and whatnot than, you know, the Curtis Lee formations or the wing T of the last couple of years for the Sabres. But they're still doing it like all great Maui High teams have done on the ground. Soane Valhea near 1,000 yards rushing, 100 yards short coming into this week. He's averaging over 7 yards a carry. He's gotten in the end zone 6 times. He's also maybe one of the better passers, pure passers in the league, and can throw the ball on a rope. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him air it out a couple more times like we saw in that game, which they ended up losing, but he was a big portion of it. So I think these teams know what they are much more than the first meeting and even from just a couple of weeks ago in the second meeting. And I think we'll see both of them playing at their best on October 30th.
No doubt. And that Wildcat formation adds a lot for Sewanee to kind of see the field from that quarterback slot. But in D2, Jordan, your Kamehameha offense has cranked it up, man. After averaging just 172 yards per game through 5 games, the last 3 games, that number, and you're the offensive coordinator, that number has been 304 yards per game. And you can point directly to sophomore quarterback Kainoa Sanchez. Over the last 3, he's averaged 252 yards passing. He's got 8 touchdown passes over the last 3 games. And I think he's going to be a real key against the Lunas' top-ranked defense. For the 6th year in a row, the Lunas lead the MIL in either offense or defense or both. This year, it's defense. That unit is giving up just 192 yards per game over the last 3, which includes a game against Baldwin, who cranks up over 350 yards per game. The Lunas have allowed just 188 yards over the last 3. And Jordan, it's going to be a tough assignment for you guys on Saturday night, Halloween night.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, you throw out the numbers. It's been 3 games since we've played Lion and Luna as well, and their defense is terrific. They're getting healthier, I think, by the day. In the grand scheme of things, aggregate score, it's a 2-point differential when you add up the 2 games. So I think it'll be a fun one on Halloween.
Can't wait for that one. Both games came down to the end last time, and in D2 for both Kamehameha and Lahaina Luna matchups. I cannot wait for Saturday night. And before that, the 8-man final, Molokai just rolling over everybody, and the 3-time defending champions in Seabury Hall, who have 1 loss ever in 8-man football.
Yeah, this Molokai team, a team for the ages. It's been a weird season in 8-man with some forfeits and whatnot. I think one last opportunity for the folks to come out and watch what is turning out to be, I think, a pretty special group for Coach Mike Kahale. Yeah,
and a lot of people who saw that Seabury Hana game, 14-12, Seabury gets by that semifinal. Hana had a lot of chances to win that game, so it's going to be real special on Saturday night, a doubleheader, 8-man final, Seabury Molokai at 4:30, the D2 final at 7 between Lahaina Luna and Kamehameha. And, of course, Friday night, the really big one, Maui High Baldwin. Can't wait for this weekend. It's going to be wild. And, Jordan, what a week it was in MIL girls volleyball. We have 4 really good teams. Seabury Hall is seeded number 2 behind defending champion Kona, who they lost to in 5 sets last year. 36-0 the Spartans were in sets this year, and they've got just a ton of talent on that team.
Yeah, Phoebe Fickbaum in the back row, Shayla Heft, Amy Oz up front. Amy Oz off to play sand volleyball for the Sandbows at the University of Hawaii. Not sure why it's not called beach volleyball. But anyway, that's a whole nother conversation for another day. Hana, no slouch. They get a tough draw. Les Jardins in the first round. And then probably if they get past that, well, if they do get past that, it would be number 1 seeded Kona Waina. Seabury, the number 2 seed. I think a pretty nice draw for them, maybe on a conclusion course with the Wildcats in a rematch of the D2 state final from a year ago.
And then in D1, what a year it was. King Kekalike comes all the way back from really the brink of losing the title that they won last year. Over a 12-day span, they took 9 of 10 sets from a really good Kamehameha Maui team. Treyana Freitas, she's headed to Washington State to play indoor volleyball. Bree Rodriguez will attend UH Hilo. She's debating about volleyball. I think she should play because she's really, really good. Rose Love, Kavehi Mahoney, Chandler Cowell, the names go on for King Kekalike. And Kamehameha, Salai Damuni, Kyra Davis, Danielle Brown, they're a really good team too.
Yeah, they really are. We talked about the favorable draw for Seabury. The MIL got not so favorable draw in Division I. Kamehameha Maui gets ILH runner, if they do get by their first round matchup against Kalaheo, they get the ILH champion in Iolani. And King Kekalike is the number 3 seed, probably going to have to play Kamehameha Kapalama in the quarterfinals. So tough break there as you get the ILH maybe in the quarterfinal round, but both of those teams with some firepower, they could surprise some people. No
doubt about it. MIL volleyball has come so far behind the likes of Al Pasquale, Bala Spencer, Kulunu Cantero in Hana, and of course the indomitable Scotty Zuko. He's just done so much for volleyball, indoor and outdoor, in Maui County and the state. And don't be surprised if we see some sand volleyball in MIL in the future because of Scotty. Can't wait for this week. It's going to be unbelievable. And on Saturday morning, Jordan, at Seabury Hall, the scariest part of all that is going to be the parking. The MIL will be well represented by Seabury, the 10-time defending MIL champs, Ava Shipman, Veronica Winham, Chloe Gangneth, go 1, 2, 3 in the league meet. And on the boys' side, some interesting stuff as well.
Yeah, without a doubt. Lanai had a great team showing. Eden McKinnon of King Kekalike, the boys ML cross-country champ. He's kind of broken out this year, dealing with epilepsy. Unbelievable story. He's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And the Maui High boys team could contend maybe for a top 5 finish. Dylan Vega, Dion Duran. It's a pretty fun group, and the fact that they'll be running on a home MIL course, which they ran earlier just about a month or so ago, is going to be a big boost. Maybe they'll have to get a shuttle or something going to get everybody up to the Olinda campus.
Parking is going to be at Oski Rice Arena, and that's exactly what they're going to do. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be just a filled week, an unbelievably busy week for us, but so much fun. Can't wait, Jordan. And that's our report, and send us your bobbleheads.